Hi, my name is Adriana, also known as Black Girl Writing. On this channel, we are on the journey to becoming published. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a tag, the story idea writing tag. Yeah, I think I said that right. I'm pretty sure it's right here. I'm going to put the questions and everything down below. I have the questions on the side of my computer screen. So if you see me looking like that, it's because I'm just trying to read and see what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, let's just get started with the video because I think this is like my third time trying to film this and I'm tired, okay? I'm tired. So question number 1 is current story. So my current work in progress is my story that I'm dubbing Manifestors for right now. I have a playlist right like here or here, wherever I put the fucking picture. Probably right here because I say it right here, where I'm just, documenting my progress of writing my book. So the theme is what people do because of emotional trauma. I find emotional trauma very fascinating because I feel like a lot of things that happen, mainly because I'm in the mental health field, but I find that a lot of things that have happened and what do happen and what can happen are usually, fear-based related with emotional trauma. It's very fascinating. So that's the theme of my book. The premise, which is, I want to say, I don't really know how to just, write out my premise thus far. Like, I know what the shit's about, but, saying, like the premise, like, in the So the premise for this is, two characters, Fanta and Roz. Fanta is on a mission to find her father who just went up and missing. Let's just say she's a very cute, gullible girl who makes very stupid mistakes for a good reason. Like, she's trying to find her daddy. She got daddy issues. She's trying to find him. She's got abandonment issues as well. She's trying to find him. And she just makes very stupid decisions along the way because, teenagers have no foresight. At least when I was a teenager, I had no foresight. I was like, I'll just do this. And then look, that shit happened. Anyway, and then I have Roz, who is trying to find the place where he belongs. And I say that because his whole goal in my story is to join this underground rebellion called the Demented, and they are rebelling against the Capitol, but they're rebelling against like this thing that I'm calling the registration, which is kind of like a lock and key, keeping the people with magic under control. And manifestors are trying, the underground manifestors, the one that haven't been, like chipped and shit, like they're trying to rebel against, the powers that be, and he's trying to join that. Roz has a lot of emotional turmoil for himself. He's with an abusive uncle that fucking hates his guts. He thinks he's the reason for his mom's death. Like, it's a whole bunch of just good raw emotion stuff that I like to mess with. You have like some political shit in there, a little controversial, taboo community shit that I'm gonna put in there. Like, it's a bit of everything. So yeah, that's the current story that I'm working on. Very magic and emotion based. I think that's all I can say for right now because that's really all I can think to describe it. Does it sound interesting? I hope it's interesting because I find it very interesting. Anyway, question number 2 is spark of inspiration. Do your ideas begin with characters, plot, world building, or something else entirely? So my inspiration begins with plot, or the it would, because my stories are character driven, but ain't no character without no story. Like, what's the story about? Like, I don't care about the character if I don't know what the story is. At least for me, that's how I work. So I usually get a spark of inspiration from an idea that I may like, or I might see something like on TV or something, and I'm like, ooh, that's a really good question. What if this, then that? And then, I put people in that mix. And that's usually how I get my stories. Like, real talk. That's how I be getting my stories. I'm like, what if this happened to a person? And what if this happened to a culture of people? And they thought this was the solution, but it may not be the solution. But, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? So a lot of, asking questions, trying to answer them in my own way. So that's how I get my sparks of inspiration. My sparks of inspiration. There we go. Question number 3 is brainstorm. How do you puzzle piece your story elements together? Do you start with the ending and make your way to the beginning, or vice versa? So I would say I would start in the beginning like the Bible. No, I'm just kidding. I would say I would start in the beginning with the idea, but I automatically cut to the end. Like for this story idea that I'm working on right now, I know I want this to be a 3-book trilogy, and I know what my ending is gonna be. I already have it set in stone. I know how they're gonna get there. I know who has to die. I know what lines have to be crossed. I know what turmoil that has to happen in order to get them from point A to point Z. I don't know the rest of the alphabet in between, but I know the ending. Like I know the ending of what it's gonna be is set in stone. I already know what's happening. So I would say I work like that, at least for this instance, with something that I know I want to stretch on. I feel like if it was a standalone, I would probably, I think I would still, because I'm thinking of my fan fictions too that are, standalones. I kind of know what the idea, the end is. I know what the idea and the end is. So yeah, I work from end to beginning, but I write chronologically. I can't skip chapters, especially with shit that's a work in progress. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm writing. I had to birth this shit. Oh no, I have to go in sequential order. Like I can't just hop and people who do that, y'all fuckers are talented. I'm not that talented. I can't do that. I gotta go in order and I gotta make it make sense to me, so I can make it make sense to y'all. So that's how I work. So question number 4 is keep or toss. Do you know when you want to keep or dump your idea? Do I know when I want to keep or dump my idea? Do I know when? I would say, I don't know. I've never really had that issue to begin with. I don't think, honestly, my honest question is, I don't really think you need to dump an idea. I think you might just need to tweak it. Like I have several, I'm not gonna say several, but I have 3 things that I'm also working on in the background. You guys know before I started with the, my manifesto project that kind of took over, I was doing like another project that I was dubbing like Seed of the Soul. I had like 3 characters. I didn't go too much into it, I don't think, but like when I first started off my channel, my Seed of the Soul project, that was what this channel was gonna follow about. But then I liked the idea, I didn't know how to execute it, and I didn't have the tools that I have now in order to tackle it, so I put it on the back burner. Great idea, didn't know at the time how to execute it, so I put it on the back burner. For the work in progress that I have now, I have the tools and the mechanics to march my way through this process, even though it's still gonna take a minute. But I'm a little bit more educated with writing and storytelling, and then just me being a writer and just like practicing my craft. So necessarily I don't toss ideas, I tweak it. Like even with the story I have now, like it's changed so much from the original. Still the same story idea, kind of same concept, but it just branched off to something else, had different characters be my main characters now. So I don't toss ideas. I might just put them on the back burner because I don't know how to execute it, but I don't toss that. I always keep it because all my ideas are great. So that's how I like to think about it, with the utmost confidence. My ideas are great. I just got to figure out how to execute them. Okay. So question number 5, original idea. So how much of your original idea for your story is actually used once everything is finished? Can't really answer that question, but that's a fucking lie. I can't answer that question because based off how I thought my project Manifestors was gonna go, it's completely not what it is. So, and I don't want to say it's not what it is. The theme is still the same. The premise tweaked completely. Characters completely changed to fit the theme of what is happening with this emotional trauma, and then kind of the story ideas and the things I have to add in order to show that emotional trauma, and like what has happened, what is going to happen because this has happened, and then the effects after. It's kind of tumbling in a different way because I kind of tweaked some of the premise with my characters and all that stuff. But the idea of emotional trauma has always been like something in the back of my mind that I wanted to toy with. I might have called it like a different name or a different term, but like once I figured out, I'm like, oh wait, this is my real question. Like, why do people do this because of that? Like that's my real question. So I would definitely say I think I keep, like if we were gonna like have like a, what did I this cat meowing? Girl, you better calm down. I would say I keep about 75% of the original idea, and then I might have to tweak the rest in order to. Now the damn dog barking outside. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I think that would be. I would say like 75% would be the same, like that same idea. Just Adriana might not have known how to express what she was really thinking, but now that I'm a little bit older now, I know how to express it a little bit better than when I started this off when I was 26. So now I'm 27. Now I'm a completely changed person. So, okay, question number 6. Did I say it right? Because I was on 5 original. Okay, question number 6. Hide or share? Do you share your book ideas with friends or keep them a secret? So I share my I didn't even do that. Sorry. I share my book idea with friends, but only the friends that write. Like, I have one girlfriend that enjoys writing, so she's the only person who I talk to about my writing, because, like, why the hell would I talk to my other friends about my writing when they ain't interested, right? Like, they ain't interested. They don't read. They don't do fast fantasy stuff, so I am a person who likes to share their work. Now, I won't share with my family because I'm a fucking weirdo like that. Like, my family do not know that I'm going to be a best-selling author until I, hit the New York Times bestseller, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, Adriana, I didn't know you were doing this." I was like, "Hell yeah, you didn't know, but now you know." So surprise. Yeah, I don't tell my family that I write, but my friend's husband knows. He helps me work on stuff too with my brainstorming. But yeah, I would say I share my stuff with people who I want to share it with, and then the rest is just I don't. I mean, clearly I have a YouTube channel talking about my experience of writing and then sharing my ideas. So I mean, clearly I'm a sharer, right? So number 7, dream. Have any of your book ideas originated with a dream or a nightmare? I will say no. However, if I do have a dream that I find interesting, I will incorporate it into the story if it makes sense. If I can make it make sense, then yeah. But I've never gotten an idea based off of a dream I've had, and I have pretty wide. I ain't gonna say wild dreams, but I have very strong lucid dreams where I am in control of my dreams, and I low-key talk to myself in my dreams. It'd be weird as shit sometimes. I'd be like, is this supposed to be happening? Like, should I be talking to myself, but then I'm also here in my dream? It's so weird, but my dreams are really like that. And I've been journaling about them too. If you guys want to know about some of my dreams, I've been journaling about them. I was low-key thinking about, instead of doing this video, making a video of me reading from my dream diary, but then I was like, I don't feel like reading that goddamn much. I like to write shit out in detail, and then I have like terrible penmanship sometimes in the morning, so I was like, yeah, I don't feel like reading that. So let me do this video instead. But yeah, none of my story ideas originate from a dream. Now, if I already have the story idea, like with my story idea now that I have with my manifestors, I will make myself daydream about it, so it's constantly in the back of my head, but nothing originates. Like, no story idea originates from a dream. I wish it did. That'd be rad as hell, because I'd be having some pretty far out there dreams, man. That'd be crazy. Number 8. Anyway, number 8, doppelganger. Have you ever had an idea for a story but then see a similar premise in a book, TV show / movie? I would say no. And for real, like, I really didn't start reading like fantasy books until like 2017, 2016. Like, for real, like, I didn't used to be a reader, but then I picked up the book The Poppy Wars, and that shit was fucking lit. I mean, I had the audiobook, and that shit was lit. And then from then on, I've been getting hella fantasy books because I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, even though I've always had an imagination, like a very vivid imagination at that, and I've written stories, I've never like focused on the writing and the reading, but now I am. Like, now I'm trying to constantly read, YA fantasies from authors who, I like, or even if I don't like, I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to read and consume shit on purpose to make me a better writer. So yeah. And even in that entire process of me now, picking up a shit ton of books, I haven't been hit with the, oh, that's an idea I had, but they just did it way better because everybody's idea has already been done before. So I don't really have like that issue like TV show, movie. No, not really. Now, if I watch something and I find it interesting, then I will branch off from that and make my own stuff. I will do that. But yeah, I never had like that doppelganger experience. Yeah. No, that's about it. Yeah, I haven't had that doppelganger experience, so. At least not yet anyway, so we'll see. So number 9 is big screen inspirations. Have any of your favorite movies / TV shows sparked ideas for scenes in your book? Right off the bat, I'm gonna say no, because I don't really have a lot of favorites. Like I be thinking I'm weird like that because I don't really stand or love a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know, it's really weird. Like, I like it. Like, no, books are different. Now there's some books that I like fucking love, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't, like, I need this book, and it's inspiring me. When it comes to TV shows and movies, nah, I don't, they haven't done anything that would make me want to add it into my book. Now they might like spark an idea, like I said from before. It might give me an idea to branch off of, but I never want to like put it into like my own book. Like, it doesn't inspire me to put it in, you know, a scene in my own book, if that makes sense. I don't know, hopefully I'm making sense. It makes sense to me in my head, but you know, I could be explaining it all wrong. So yeah, have you had any favorite movies / TV shows that spark ideas for your scene in your book? And not necessarily. Yeah, I would just say it sparks maybe the idea of something, but not a scene. It may, you know, better yet, a better way of phrasing it, it may spark a question, and then from there on, then I might do some stuff. But yeah, it's just a question. It doesn't do like a whole scene or nothing like that. Then number 10, nostalgia. What's the oldest / first story idea you remember coming up with / writing down? And I was just thinking about this like 2 weeks ago too. Crazy, right? Great. So the first story idea I did was when I was in the, I'm gonna say 4th grade, because when you start taking computer classes, I don't know, 4th grade, I don't know. I'm gonna say the 4th grade because I don't remember, to be honest. I don't remember, but I know I was in school and my school had us do like a computer class for like a semester. I don't know, I went to a really poor school, so I don't want to say it was poor, but they didn't give us a lot of fucking electives and shit to do, so we were just fucking sitting there and shit. But for one semester, I remember we had computers and we were doing like the Excel and the Microsoft, and one of the projects was to come up with a story. And so I completely ripped off the whole Land Before Time. It was the Land Before Time, the Stone of Cold Fire. I'm pretty sure that was it, because that's when Petrie's uncle came. Wait, no, is that right? And that when Petrie's uncle came, and then they went Beyond the Mysterious Beyond. I'm pretty sure it was when the Land Before Time was good. I stand the Land Before Time. I love the Land Before Time. Anyway, so my first story ever was a complete rip-off of that. So I made my characters like regular animals instead of dinosaurs, clearly, and they had to rescue Ducky, or I remember for the person, not the person, but like the animal who I had be Ducky was like a squirrel, so they had to go rescue the squirrel from like the volcano or some shit. And then, so I had like Littlefoot be a dog, Sarah be a cat, I had Spike be like a hedgehog or a porcupine or some shit. And then for Petrie, I had to be like a regular ass bird. I don't know fucking birds, but I remember so vividly being in class and like, in the land far, far away, so and so. God, it was crazy. But yeah, that was the first story I did from start to finish, from the beginning to end, with the whole climb. It was great. It was probably utter fucking. It was utter fucking trash. 4th grade Adrian Brown was utter fucking trash, but that's fine. That was the first story ever that I had, and I was so proud of myself, and I saved it to my little flash drive, and then I tried to put it in my computer at home so I could show my mom, my grandparents, and I couldn't find the shit, and I was so fucking devastated. But I remember that so vividly, and I had a PowerPoint like Excel thing to go along with it, so like when it was like the volcano started to erupt, you know, the next slide was like, oh, a volcano exploded. Oh man, I thought it was so fucking cool. I thought it was so fucking cool. I swear I thought it was so fucking cool. If you guys enjoyed this video, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll be back with another one real soon.